The Kenya Film Classification Board notes with grave concern the influx of unrated and inappropriate content circulating on diverse media platforms, including social media, thus prematurely exposing our children to adult content. Further, the board notes that some unscrupulous filmmakers have resorted to filming without obtaining filming licenses from the board as required by the Films and Stage Plays Act Cap 222, particularly those who are filming in this region, the coast region, some of whom are actually exposing our children even to very foreign cultures, including bestiality. And we have had cases where we have arrested people, girls being paid to have sex with dogs. It has come to our notice that there are so many foreign NGOs that are actually being used to infiltrate our children or to access our children with bad content to ruin their morals, and also TV and radio stations that are not observing the watershed period by airing content that is unsuitable for family viewing during that period. That is 5 in the morning or 5 in the morning to 10 in the evening. Exposure of children to pornography and obscenity is on the increase in our country, especially on the internet, and measures must be put in place to stop this. It must be noted that making, exhibiting, and distributing unrated films is illegal, and any person involved in the same will be arrested and charged in accordance with the law. The board is currently investigating some unscrupulous film operators, as well as those operating unlicensed video dens, who continue to engage in unlawful business by exposing children to adult content, or allowing them to get into those video dens and to watch pornography and to watch bad content that is not suitable for children. Similarly, we have noted that there are people deliberately taking adult content to schools and institutions of learning and shouting Wamlambez and Dstv to our children in public places where our children are accessing. This must stop. Those people should be arrested and charged. And the operators of video dens or theaters who are found allowing our children to access content that is meant for adults will have their licenses revoked. They can take this from us from today. A video of a child using foul language, which has gone viral on social media platforms, is a true depiction of the depth of the detrimental effects of consumption of unrated content on young children who are easily impressionable. In this regard, the board has received concerns from many parents and the general public concerning the interventions available for child online safety. The board has been in touch with the various parties involved in this matter, including the minors and the parents of the kids in question, and has approached other relevant government agencies to assist in stopping the creation and distribution of this kind of content. And we are hoping no other video will be distributed. We'll hold the internet service providers, the owners of the mutandaos that are being circulated. We have requested the DCI to ensure that this matter is treated seriously. Exposing our children to bad content is as good as terrorism. It's radicalization. There can be no argument or any debate about freedoms that will allow anyone to destroy the moral perspectives of our children. So the DCI, the ball is in your court, and we're asking you that you take action and ensure that our children remain safe. And we admire the vigor with which the DCI is working. But on this one, this is the most critical. The legacy of Dr. Fred Matiang'i and the DCI and the Inspector General of Police and the DPP, the legacy that they can leave for this country, the best legacy for their offices, would be in focusing in protecting children from exposure to harmful content. The board would like to announce today that there is a systematic, deliberate, and a coordinated effort to destroy the moral values of our children through unrated and inappropriate content. There are unscrupulous companies and individuals operating in this country who appear hell-bent on exposing children to pornography and other forms of inappropriate adult content through children TV programs, cartoons, and music that promotes obscenity, violence, and drugs. Many of the cartoon programs previously considered as safe for our children are no longer safe, and parents and guardians are urged to monitor what their children are watching, both on TV and online. The board has received numerous complaints that a lot of content, including the children television shows, particularly on pay-to-view TV, is no longer suitable for children. And a lot of parents who are subscribing on Dstv and Zuku and others, they need to block those channels and only go with the ones that we have approved as a board. Most of the content there, even cartoons, are promoting homosexuality. They have very dirty language. The board has received complaints on some horrifying, dirty and unpalatable content in a program called Family Guy on Zuku and Dstv. Dirty words, and it's actually children who are reporting these matters to us. The parents are not even aware. The levels of media illiteracy among parents in this country is appalling. Some of them either don't care, or actually the children have gone many, many steps ahead of us. And so Zuku and Dstv, the program called Family Guy, if it is on air by tomorrow, those licenses should be revoked. Family Guy, Zuku and TV, and we have spoken to them. This should be like a national security issue. We cannot take time debating or looking for procedures of arresting. Let us prosecute these people and let us argue the matter when our children are safe. Some of this content is rated using the standards of jurisdictions and foreign jurisdictions and promotes cultures and values that are bad for our children, such as homosexuality and crime, including use of guns. And you find children playing PlayStations and saying, kill him now, shoot him now, bring him down. 10-year-olds. And then you wonder why that kid is talking the way he's talking. They are learning from these things. We are investigating several cartoon programs of this nature on pay-to-view channels, following complaints that they are not suitable for children and that they bear the wrong age rating. Foreign content distributors who put the wrong rating on their programs will not be allowed to distribute their content in the Kenyan market. And this is what we are saying. Whether you are on Netflix, please conform to the standards of Kenya and Africa. We are not asking you to do it in your country. Your country show what you want. And in any case, there is nothing much to envy from some of these jurisdictions where this content is coming from. They have ruined their children. Children take guns from their parents. They go to school and they shoot, kill en masse. Those are not jurisdictions we want to imitate, are to make them access our children and bring them content through these channels. And our message is very clear. If you don't want to conform, I think we must have a conversation, because you can't tell us that internet cannot be regulated or these over-the-top services cannot be regulated. We must be in a position where we say, if our children are involved in this, then nothing else matters. Not the money, not the business, because when we always push this agenda about making money at all cost, that's how we have ended up selling our souls to the devil and opening the gates of foreigners who want to infiltrate the market, using content and unsuspecting parents subscribing to these platforms and endangering their own children. And then you wonder, huyo mtoto alitoa wapi hiyo lugha? Mbona anaongea lugha mbaya kuliko hata watu wazima? The publishers of our textbooks cannot hide behind ignorance. Ignorance is not a defense in law. How did that book end up in your shelves? I am meant to understand it has been withdrawn, actually. I have asked for an official statement to confirm, but how did it end up there? And how many others could be circulating or could be accessed by our children and the bookshop owners or the publishers are not aware? It is important to note that moral values are the basis of national development and societal stability. Media is a two-edged sword, a powerful agenda setter that can make or break society. When media houses play dirty music, or national leaders use vulgar language to address their counterparts, when religious leaders like Pastor Nganga, and I think there is also a conversation that we need to have about how church organizations, the NCCK, Evangelical Alliance, can have a report on some of these things that we are seeing exhibited by some religious leaders. Because I think that cannot be allowed, and there must be a self-regulatory. We respect churches, we respect religious leaders. But some level of madness that we are witnessing surely must be called out and must be brought to an end. So NCCK, Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, the Catholic Secretariat, the Episcopal Association, and the others, please come forward and say it is not okay. Let us self-regulate. Because the concept of self-regulation, even in the profession where I belong, it is having a code of ethics, you know, saying that you can't go beyond these bounds, and we will call you out as your colleagues, so that we do it to avoid government regulation. And we're asking that somebody, somewhere, will do something, and the government doesn't have to come in to regulate pastors. Content with extreme violence, as I close, on PlayStations and the computers, and the computer games must also not be made available for our children. And those who are selling those computer games must bring them to the board for rating. And when you access anywhere where those computer games are available, as a parent, demand to see the license from KFCB. We have noted that some of them, some books like the Blood Ties, Story Moja Life Series, by Zikitha Mlazeli, taught at class 6, bear adult language, extreme F words, bad language. And it's perfect example of how adult content and foreign ideologies are indirectly being inculcated into our children, thus corrupting their moral values. It's important to note that morals are important. If we are going to move forward as a nation, we need to say we have to lay the right moral foundation for our children. 3 years ago, we started a campaign against gambling machines that were being distributed across the country. And we're not making headway until CS Matiang'i moved to the Ministry of Interior and called out that dirty or inappropriate business model and destroyed those machines. Sir, we appeal to you. Focus on the people who are destroying our children through the media, through Netflix, through over-the-top services, through computer games. Let us have rules to say adults can watch what they want to watch, but our children must not be destroyed by people who are doing business at all costs. We believe it can be done. We can't give up on our children. And then the parents of the minors in the video, both the boy and the girls involved, and we have been able to get in touch with most of the parties. Those children need love, not condemnation. We need to engage in a conversation with them, and we need to help them. The conduct of the pastors must be called to account. You shouldn't be allowed to con people publicly in the name of a pastor, and nobody wants to talk about it. And that's why I'm saying, I think NCCK, Evangelical Association of Kenya, Alliance of Kenya, and others need to call out Pastor Ng'ang'a and have a conversation. Have a conversation. It's not against, we are not against him. We respect religious leaders. They have done a lot. Pastor Ng'ang'a himself, were it not for this kind of madness, which I think is drawn from what we have given, that even our public leaders must be dirty and controversial and do funny stuff to trade and to become famous. You know, because that seems to be the cool thing. Why are you worried? Why are you concerned now that our young people are also seeking fame by doing crazy things and battering words that we never thought were normal? When you make the abnormal look normal, even in church, and dramatize it, because I don't even think I can call it drama, somebody should call Pastor Ng'ang'a out, help him, reach out. I know friends of his. I know people know him. Why are we allowing this as normal? It's not normal. Probably the pastor needs help. The association that deal, and we should be our brother's keeper, so that we say they are bound. And you know, it's not funny. Just stop it.